Kosher Catfish here. Talk to you today about something that I thought you might see as a good thing. I guess there's bad people that might see it as a bad thing, because old Kosher Catfish still him. But the pussycat doing what he do. He just jumped off of something and just made a mess. Anyway, I can't stop now because I'm already in the story. What Kosher Catfish want to say? With the world gone to the insanity, and I hope the mole is functioning properly. I got the plug and play mole, and I hope it's functioning properly. Anyway, we'll see at the end of this. If you can hear me, you'll know that I'll know, and I will not put it out there if you can't hear me. So I'm not that crazy. But what we want to talk about was something good. Way back in the day, back in the duck hunting day, back actually. Just before the CRTs start coming in. Literally. Just before they start coming in. We had been at the camp. Now you old Kosher Catfish here go to college and then come out to the camp on the weekend and enjoy a little bit of hunting time. Now because I was Kosher Catfish, I could not go on the Friday night and Saturday night. But, Sunday morning hunt, or if we go out doing a little other kind of hunting, Saturday night, then maybe I could do it. But that's not the point. The point was something weird happened, and it saved some lives. Probably my life and Arn's life. Arn is just a name that we give this individual. He was like my other brother from some other mother. It was really kind to me. Anyway, to protect the innocent, he's just known as Arn. Because he looked like a small Schwarzenegger individual. He's a handsome, he always got the girls and stuff. So anyway, Kosher Catfish was just, how it was. How it was to be the second best of whatever there was around. Anyway, we had been at the camp. Had a fantastic weekend. Good duck hunting weather. We had run the yo-yos, and we had done all the stuff that we normally go out and do. Anyway, it got to the Sunday. And we decide, well, what we're going to do is head on down there toward the Looter and go do some duck hunting that evening. We had a boat with us, so it wouldn't be no problem just, sticking behind Billy's truck. I was in my old Dodge, had the camper on it where I could, live in there if I needed to. And then I just going to, we follow them out there, follow them back, and everybody be okay, and we go to duck hunting, go home, and it'd be Monday. Be time to go to class. And then Arn be go work on cars, because that's what Arn did. He was a mechanic man. Anyway, what happened? It's been a beautiful day. And then, as the evening started approaching, the fog moved in. Now, if you're from the bayou, you got to understand when you live on them raised roads out there where the backwater comes up and stuff, and then you put fog on top of it, somebody could run off a road somewhere and just drown or something, die. People did that on occasion. Kosher Catfish had to tell you real quick. Well, I forget. I got the notch filter. I did all the calculations necessary and found out the frequency that I'm trying to... Whatever I'm trying to do to it, make it drop out somewhat. It's the notch filter. It's like the camel toe notch filter. And it's a function in proper frequency, and if you would measure this, and you would know exactly what CLT frequency was and why I do what I do. But we're here talking about the fog. The Louisiana fog. When the backwater's up, and, the things are what they are, and it could be a little warmer than it should be, and you got something coming in, and all the mist and the rain. And that's what happened. We did the duck hunting, and we started seeing the fog come in. And then what was next was, oh no, the fog coming in. We better get ourselves back towards the shore. Well, that's exactly what we did. We got ourselves back toward the shore. Ugh. My mouth is getting dry. Let me at least whip my whistle. Whoo! You know the story. I don't have to tell you every time. But that gets bad. It gets disturbing. Anyway, what it was, we had gone up and we had done our duck hunting and everything. We got back. got in our vehicles. Arn had the boat. You know, we just had John boats. We didn't have them expensive boats. We just had the John boats, and we had our shotguns. And I was in my old Dodge because that's where I kept all my camping supplies and stuff like that, and things that I needed to do and places I needed to go. When I'm talking out of the left side of my mouth, I want to make sure you hear what I'm saying. Anyway, what we planned to do was go to Luter and then come back around and go our regular old way home and go down, and I go through the old West Monroe and then go on over into the Monroe where I was at. Well, what I had tried to do, since I can't see good at night, and I was trying to erase things, I stayed on the tail. I stayed on the tail lights. I was trying to watch his tail lights, know where I need to go and where I need to turn, because you couldn't see shit. It was Western pea soup. It was bee soup. The kind of bee stuff you can't see through. And that's what we was driving in. We was trying to get home. Well, anyway, what had happened is we went around this area, and I was trying to keep in my head about where am I at. Okay, and we did this, and I knew there's supposed to be a Y. You take the Y, you know where you go. You be behind Arn. You don't get the Y quite right, and you go to this place that I finally found out was called Hale. What had happened? And it was bad, because old Kosher Catfish was in his, university days, and I didn't have that much gas. I didn't have that much gas, so I was right on Billy's tail trying to make sure I could make time, because I always trusted Arn with what he did, because he's probably the most adept at whatever was being done of all of us, except for the calculus and things like that. But as far as the killing and doing what we did out there and stuff, it was the Arn. It was the Arn. You just follow the Arn. Like following the Orange Man. The Orange Man. No. That's why I got the notch filter. We're not going to let that stuff in here. Anyway, apparently, Kosher Catfish, in his driving intently, like you probably see the imprints of my fingernails on the truck thing, where I steer it. You know what I'm saying. Don't mess with me. I'm trying to tell you a real story. And the blessing was, I'm here to tell you the story. Anyway, what happened? I made the Y went somewhere, and Arn kept going, and I kept going, and every once in a while I'd see a sign. It said, Hale. You're on the highway to Hale. Kosher Catfish. You're on the highway to Hale. And you almost run out of gas, and like if you run out of gas on some of these roads, you could get run over, or a deer could impinge your vehicle and attack you. You never know what could happen with the raccoons and some of the swamp creatures that we had out there. No, I'm just telling you that for whatever they call that when you tell them stories. Anyway, so eventually, I went to Hale. I got to Hale, and I took a right down 165, and just before I run out of gas, I sort of puttered into a place. I got to my gas. I got the gas, and I went on home. The rest of it was just like, okay, this was interesting. Where's Arn at? And, I was just getting on home. Well, by the time old Kosher Catfish got home, Diane say, Kosher Catfish, come here. You had a telephone call from the Arn. I say, how could I have a telephone call for the Arn? He shouldn't even hardly be home. Well, what had happened? The Arn, he had a brand new truck. Now, this had happened to more than one time to the Arn. The boy worked hard. He was a good, he was a boy then. He's a man now. If he's still around, he's a good man. I know the Arn. He had a new truck. He was so proud of his truck. He'd take his girlfriend in his truck, and he went to work in his truck, and he was pulling his little old John boat. He wasn't pulling no skater. He didn't think he had no, excellently large skater. So he doing what was right. And of course, we got our limits of the ducks and stuff, and there weren't no CRTs, because that's before the CRTs started showing up. Anyway, maybe it's around the same time. It could have been what happened. Maybe that's why Kosher Catfish veered off the road. I had been inflected by the CRT. But the miracle of the whole thing was Arn hit a deer. Deer jumped out in front of Arn. Boom. Destroyed his brand new truck. Jacked the boat up. Didn't hurt Arn, no. He was okay. You know, he had all the safety things. He had his belt on him, and probably his helmet and some of his other padding and such. No. You know, he was just an old country boy. But he was okay. And the miracle was, Kosher Catfish went to hell. I went to hell. Praise Yah that I went to hell, Louisiana. 'Cause if I'd have been behind him, it would have been a 2-truck accident, and people would have probably died. Probably me and him, 'cause I'd have run over his ass in my big old Dodge. 'Cause he's in a small, like a Toyota. The Toyota. But the whole thing about that story was, as bad as shit is happening here on this earth, people could have died 20, 30 something years ago on the way home. You're coming home from your duck hunting. You go one way, you hit a deer, the other man goes to hell. But you both survive. To be back out there at the same old Deluda, hunting them ducks, them mallards, them whistlebuzz. That's what we used to do. Until the CRT come out, then we went and did the CRT hunting. Anyway, I just want to give you people something good. People survived. They did not die. And what I said, of course, was, praise the God of what I understood then. Praise Jesus, because that's all I knew to name. Because he sent me to hell while he sent my friend to hit a deer. We both survived, but I still had the old truck. You know, I didn't go through that. So praise the Yah for all these things. Even when you think you're on the highway to hell, you may just pop out on the other side and your friend be okay too. And y'all learn something. Kosher Catfish forgot something. It was really important. It's a real important thing. It really was. The deer that the Arn hit. The game warden. The game warden came up behind him after the accident. That's how he got found. It was really quick. The game warden allowed the Arn to keep the deer. In fact, the game warden got the deer, took on to the house. They had the truck towed and everything, and he gave Arn the deer. And Kosher Catfish come over, and we finished cutting the sucker up and taking care of the business. So even after the accident, all that had happened that night, because the accident happened like 6 o'clock. You know, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 5:45, 6:30 at the latest, because of the time of year it was. And we was doing the duck hunting, and you're on a schedule when you're doing them things. That's why people know if you done tipped over in your boat or died out there, you know, they don't know to look after you after a certain time. Something wrong. Oh, hell, I got the mole. The mole. Anyway, what it was, the cop took on to the house, had the truck towed away, and he left the deer there with Arn. Well, after I got the phone call, I called Arn. I headed over. You know what we did. We cut that sucker up. We had him in the pot. We had him in the freezer. We had deer ribs the next day, and we just laughed about it. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Everybody survived, and we had us a good deer meal. After all the time that we spent making our deer runs and putting out our patches and setting up our hidey-hos and stuff you do for deer hunting. You know how that stuff is. You're a redneck. You know what I'm talking about. You know what Kosher Catfish say is true. It's what we do. But anyway, how I could have left that out, I don't know. I can't imagine. But I just want to tell you, it turned out even better than we thought. 'Cause I got him another truck. Boat was okay. And we had deer ribs and deer, 'cause it was a big-ass buck. Had a rack and a whole bit. So anyway, he took a hit. Kosher Catfish survived the hail. And we're here to tell the story. The glory of doing stuff, getting out, scratch up the ground, go out to bayou, go get something.